Chaotically Nerdy is a podcast made by nerds for nerds. This podcast is made by adults, for adults, and children with bad parents. Adult language will be used and adult situations may arise. Listener discretion is advised.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Chaotically Nerdy. This week is me, Tyler.
And me, Jarrett.
And me, Ethan.
So we're going to talk about Jujustu Kaisen. I took my time saying that.
You did. You really fucking enunciated all those syllables.
Because
you weren't racist this time.
Well, every time that I've tried to say it for the past hour.
Juju-K.
Yeah, Juju-K.
Juju-K.
Yep. Don't know why that's what my brain wants to say, but there's so much easier ways to shorten it. JJK.
Yeah, that's what most
I
people
guess
call
technically that's the same amount of
If you're going
syllables.
to say Juju-K, you might as well just say Jujutsu Kaisen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're going to hop right into it, and we're going to talk about our rating of... Oh, by the way, this is Season 1 content only.
Yeah.
If you've not watched Season 1 and you...
Season 1, not the movie.
We'll talk about the movie a little bit at the
fine.
very end. But if you don't want spoilers, don't listen to this episode, because we're not spoiler-free. We're going to talk about all the shit.
That generally goes for everything we do.
It does. But I always like to mention it because if somebody... Like,
First-time listener.
Yeah, think somebody's going, I want to know about Jujutsu Kaisen.
Well, it's difficult because, I don't really mind spoilers that much.
I'm to the point where I don't.
There's some
Some
things.
people hold a fucking 15-year grudge over spoilers.
There's some things where I'm trying
like
not to
8 years,
ruin
but-
it for myself, but if I hear something, it's not going to
No,
bother
but
me.
it's 10 years.
No, because you had moved back. It might be 10 years.
That was 2013, motherfucker.
What did he ruin?
Smallville. We've been over this.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy Olsen dies in Smallville. Fucking big surprise. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, now I don't care.
Yeah. But goddamn, was he
But,
mad at me for
okay,
months.
yes, but you have to think about the time that happened. There weren't spoilers everywhere for that shit. Back in the day.
Also,
Now
I
you
want to
can't-
preface this that saying that Smallville had been over for like 2
Oh, yeah,
years, 2
definitely.
or 3 years at that point, and that episode was 5 years old.
Yeah, but you still didn't see spoilers all over. Like, I've seen almost full episodes of season 2 of Jujutsu Kaisen
That's
on TikTok.
Yeah.
Fucking
And so,
TikTok
you just
spoiling
can't
shit.
miss it.
That's why I just don't get on social media.
That's why
And
I've stopped caring about spoilers as much.
And I just try and watch everything as soon as it comes out,
And it's
if
nice.
I care.
It's nice too because I get to watch all the highlights
Yeah.
without having to sit through some of the bullshit
Or,
sometimes.
or I
just-
spoil it myself.
I don't use the Twitter or or X or whatever it is now. I don't use the whatever things where you're watching videos. What's it called?
TikTok.
TikTok. Yeah, I don't use that anymore. I'm old. I did for a while.
Tic Tac.
TikTok. I don't use TikTok anymore. But I do have my Facebook down to where the only things I see for ads are other people I know posting outside of ads, right? Other people I see that I know that are posting stuff, cooking stuff, and car crashes. Those are my favorite things.
All right. Learning more about Ethan every
if
day.
you're worried about spoilers, you just have to narrow your content down.
That's true too.
Yeah.
So first up, our ratings. Jarrett, what do you rate season 1?
9.7.
Damn. Ethan.
What do I rate it?
Yeah. Just season 1. Don't count season 2 into it.
I'd probably say 7.5.
7.5. Okay. I give it like a 9.2. I think it's phenomenal. Actually, let me rephrase that. 9.4. I don't know why the 0.2 makes that big a difference in my brain, but it does.
I thought it was really good for most of it, but there were parts of it where it was,
Okay. So next up is notable voice actors. Do you watch it in dub or sub? I think we all watch in dub. I know that you have watched season 2 in sub.
Because
I am working on
Rewatching
rewatching
it
it in
again.
dub.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you were impatient and watched it in sub.
Well, I wanted to know. Yeah.
But we all
Dub,
watch in
yeah.
dub, correct? Okay.
Yeah.
Any notable voice actors? I think, for me, Kaji Tang, isn't that his name?
Dude, I have no idea. I cannot keep up with anime voice actors.
No,
I just
there's
don't.
fair enough.
There's too many.
Too many.
Too
Yeah.
many.
It's the guy who plays Gojo.
He's really good.
I actually, generally speaking, all the ones for JJK have been really good voice actors.
They have been very good.
I can't remember one that was bad. Honestly. Usually I can point out one being like, that person, whoever it is, they suck. Yeah. But I can't do that for this show.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Even like...
if you're on the IMDb,
even
good
like,
fucking luck.
It's Kaji Tang.
Yeah, good luck. It's hard to find American voice actors on there.
It is.
Because
and usually behind the voice work so much better.
It is. But like it's...
You'd be better off going to Wikipedia, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
actually, behind the voice actor is great. Like, I love it because it shows the person and it shows their character. So even if you can't remember their name because they've been throwing 32 different names at you for an episode, you can see that person and go, that's the one that I thought I knew.
That's that motherfucker.
Yeah. But I agree with Ethan. Most everybody does great. There's really not.
Like, even like I really think Demon Slayer is a better show, but I can name voice actors on it that I don't like.
Well, since you say Demon Slayer is a better show, that brings me to the next point. Is this the best intro anime?
I'm confused.
And what I mean by this...
Okay, I misread that. I thought...
You thought best intro... Like, the opening theme.
Yeah, I was like... I mean, it's all right.
When I wrote this, I knew that's how it was going to be taken. No, I mean, like, Ethan didn't watch a lot of animes.
Yes, okay. I understand what it is.
And you're recommending anime to somebody that's new. Do you think Jujutsu Kaisen's the best?
It depends. It depends on what the person likes. If the person likes more fantasy stuff, I would actually suggest Demon Slayer. It's really easy to get into. And if they like more modern stuff, JJK is a pretty good option.
To me, it's JJK. Or maybe Attack on Titan, if they've never watched.
I say this coming from somebody who doesn't watch a lot of anime and only really starting to get into anime recently, like non-Studio Ghibli anime. I think this is not as good as Demon Slayer.
Interesting.
That is interesting because
they do more character build up, which is what most people want out of dramas, out of action stuff. They want more character build up and action. But I think that in general, Demon Slayer has more of both in the first season.
It's prettier.
It is prettier. I will say that.
It's more easy to follow action by far.
I can agree with that.
JJK falls to a lot of tropes that happens in anime that is normal for anime. I'm not saying it's bad. It's a trope of the weird like build up and I'm going to talk about my powers and then we're going to do it instead of actually just fucking doing it.
Yeah, but that's the thing with JJK is that when they talk about their powers, they get stronger.
Yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah, it's playing off the trope of that's what happens in anime.
So I
love it.
I think that's an important thing though to know is if Demon Slayer is exception is the exception to that rule.
No, it's not because it does it too. It just does a lot lighter version of it.
Yeah, but
it's exhausting.
If you're gonna
for someone who doesn't watch anime to watch them talk about their stupid powers.
Well, if you're gonna watch anime, it's shown in anime specifically is what I'm generally talking about.
Yeah.
That is a trope in almost every anime and every shonen anime is they have to talk about their powers to explain them and monologue. So
yes, but that's why Demon Slayer is better is because it does less of it, and when it does it, it's a much shorter version of it.
I guess, but
my problem with Demon Slayer is the pacing in it. Is that when it's slow, it's really slow.
Yeah, we'll get into it.
Yeah.
In the Demon Slayer episode, we'll talk more about the pacing.
Well, I don't want to talk about the pacing of Demon Slayer, but like in JJK, what really threw me for a loop was the whole baseball thing. I couldn't fucking care.
That's one episode, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's a whole episode devoted to it. Now, I know there's like 24 episodes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's not a lot of content. It's 20 minutes, right? So who cares? But
it fits along in the story, too. Yeah.
It does, and it makes it feel more like a school, to be honest.
It's not so out of place that it throws you out of it. I mean, it is weird, and like the next point that I have is the first episode is very on-toned. It's not just the first episode. There's the first episode and the baseball episode are two that are just, they come out of nowhere, and you're just kind of like, what?
Yeah, the first episode draws you in, though.
It does. Yeah. But, like, you spend most of the day with Yuji being a Ghostbuster, essentially, and not really doing anything. and then you end it with him eating a finger.
It's a little out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The baseball one is odd toned because you just come off the freaking Hanami fight and then go straight into baseball.
He eats the finger. It's really strange, especially not being like, I'm sure there's a lot of animes where weird shit happens like that.
Well, it's like that's like One Piece. You eat the gum fruit and you get the power. It's
Yeah.
It's a
you consume an object and you get powers.
Yeah. And that's pretty common, but eating the finger like it's like on the second half of a spring roll is kind of strange.
It was fun. It's funny because even after in the second episode, I think he even comments on it. He was like, "That was weird."
Yeah.
He's like, I ate that like it was weird.
He makes a comment about it, and he also, I don't know if they show it in the anime, but they talk about it in the manga that it just tastes like a dirty dish rag.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I think
he says that it's like a dirty dish rag that's been used to clean things.
Yeah. Which is interesting.
Yeah. And the next step, this is just a point that I seen as I was watching it. And I was like, wait a minute. If the people that are close to death and see this death all the time can see curses, shouldn't all of the hospital employees see it?
Close to death mean you're going to die.
Yeah, but
no,
Yuji wasn't close to death whenever.
But he's different. He's always he's different.
Yeah, but I don't think.
But they don't.
I don't know. They don't really say.
Later on,
they don't even maintain that though.
When they're
because it's like a thing that they established and they didn't maintain it. It's like
who they're not maintaining with.
No, like the whole story doesn't maintain that idea. Like they started out like that way. They kind of explain it that way, but they don't actually maintain the idea that people close to death can see curses.
Well, it's not all people. It's just like you have to either be close to death.
You have to have cursed energy as well.
Yeah, cursed energy in you.
Yeah,
I think it's Mahito. Like when he's torturing people or something, and they're like he's trying to get him to see the patchwork face guy.
That's why I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the scene whenever he's he's turning somebody into a curse, and he's like, this one can't even see me.
Yeah.
Even while he's torturing that guy. That's why I took it as close to death as not about to die, but having been around death and that which causes cursed energy, I guess.
Sure. It's probably either or. It's really like the writer's prerogative.
What I'm saying is like they're not really sticking to their rules for it. Yeah. Really, what they're doing is they're using it thematically.
Yeah,
which is fine. That's fine.
It's basically gatekeeps 99% of Japan from having it's basically his way of being like, mainstream regular Japan doesn't really know about this stuff yet.
Yeah.
They can't see it. So
explaining
away all the catastrophes and shit.
Yeah. And then next up is, did you have any early ideas on Yuji's strength? I say that because in the second season, you get a glimpse. They may talk about it more because it's not actually finished, as to why Yuji's actually as strong as he is.
Oh. I don't remember reading that, so I don't remember what it is.
Early ideas on his strength?
Like how he got it. Was he just lucky? I'm trying to think of ways to explain it.
He was the main character from the beginning, so he was going to be. It's like not that being
fair enough.
Yeah, that's not like a secret.
Yeah. I have theories. I don't remember because apparently I don't remember them explaining it.
They explained it.
But I don't know.
Go ahead and tell me your theory.
That maybe he was, because they never show Sukuna as anybody else except for Yuji.
Yeah.
So I'm like, maybe is he a descendant of Sukuna? Am I close?
He's a descendant of somebody.
If it's not Sukuna, I don't know who that is.
I have to actually look up the
I don't know.
because I can't remember the name.
Is there like some really powerful
Is he part
Jujutsu
of the
sorcerer?
Gojo clan?
Nope. He is part of one of the main three clans.
Zenitsu?
Nope.
No, I don't know.
You're thinking of Zenin.
Zenin, whatever. Yeah, I'm getting my.
But it's
Naruto.
not Zenin.
Zenitsu.
Well, I'm getting Zetsu.
Just running around screaming.
I'm getting Zetsu from Naruto and Zenin, and I'm combining them.
So they're the most famous sorcerer.
I vaguely remember them saying something.
Or most evil sorcerer is what they called him.
Is that not Sukuna?
Nope. Because Sukuna is a curse.
I thought he was a human. He was a human first.
He might have been.
I believe he's a human first.
Noritoshi Kamo.
Part
of the Kamo clan.
Oh yeah.
That sounds familiar.
Yeah.
He did experiments. He's also, you'll know this because of season 2, you'll know it because of the manga. He's also Geto. Gato.
Yeah. I knew he was Ghetto. Ghetto. Yeah, I
Gato.
knew he was Gato.
I said Geto too. That's what made you
threw
say
me
it.
off. I knew he was Gato because I had just rewatched the beginning of the dub for season 2.
Yeah.
And they talk about that at one point right after. I know this isn't part of this, but I mean, right after Gojo gets imprisoned.
Yeah.
Right. They talk about it for a second whenever he's talking to Mei.
Yeah, because he talks about who he is. And then a little bit after that, they talk about, or I don't know when it actually is. I assume it has to be in like the last 2 episodes, but they talk about how he was actually Yuji's mom.
Mm-hmm.
He took over because
okay.
he can move his
did
brain.
not give birth.
I remember reading this.
He did not give birth.
No,
he took
I remember.
over the thing. They can't remember
The body of the mom.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
I do remember
The
that.
one,
actually.
the theory that I read said he had to. That's what caused Yuji to be as strong as he was. That like he basically was a
That
woman
makes
and
sense.
got him pregnant, and that's why Yuji has so much cursed energy as he does. Yeah,
Gross.
still.
Yeah.
So that's season 2 spoilers for you. So hope you weren't listening to that. And then next up, how do you feel about Sukuna's voice in dub? So I just rewatched this
Love it.
recently. The first time I watched it, it had so much more of like a
It's different.
androidy sound.
It's different in the first episode.
Okay, maybe that's why.
I noticed it immediately when I watched it yesterday or the day before. It's different.
But they like took it out.
Episode 1 is just a little bit different, and then after that, it goes into the normal.
Yeah.
I
So
have
it's,
trouble remembering it, even though I watched it last week.
Yeah.
But because
I love
the further episodes, it's much better.
Yeah.
But the Android sound's not terrible.
yeah. That was
be worse.
most people's main complaint of it. Is they're like, his voice is stupid.
I love it.
Well, yeah, but that's like a calling card for anybody watching anime. Oh, I hate the dub.
Yeah. Next up, why would they send Megami, who is a first year, barely on the job, to go get this fucking finger?
To kill him.
To kill Megami?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The higher ups.
Fair enough.
How do you not get How do you
Because
not
I guess I don't think of Megami as being that big of a problem.
No, I think I'm sure it's the Zenin clan trying to
Probably.
kill him because they already failed to get him once when Gojo intervened when he's a kid. So like, if we can't have him, nobody fucking, he's dead, bitch.
Yeah.
Because
Fair enough.
there's a lot of fucking like clan politics
Yeah.
that get really weird.
And then I put the next one, I put the I ate that thing really line because the interaction between Yuji and Gojo is fucking great. He's like, where's the finger? Oh, I ate that thing.
I hate that.
And
But
then it's
like,
like,
they're immediately like both like in disbelief that he did it. It's like, oh, I can't believe I did that.
he's like, I ate that thing. And then there's just a dead silence. Like they
Why
cut
did I do
all sound. Really?
Yeah.
It's fucking
Good.
great.
It's really good.
White-haired anime characters are just always the fucking best. I love them.
Yeah.
They have a special place in my heart.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
What the fuck are they gonna do when they break out Gojo? Later season 2 spoilers. He gets imprisoned.
Yeah.
When they actually have to break him out, like when he's released,
What do you mean? What are they going to do?
he's like already the most powerful character in JJK.
Yeah.
Is he the villain? Is he going to be the final villain?
No. He might.
I-
That's not about season 1.
No, it's not. But I just a theory when he's like they're the best. Like literally, Gojo is the best character. Like he is the epitome of a.
Think of it more like Gandalf.
Yeah,
He is, well, the weirdest version of Gandalf.
yeah. But in anime, it's just gonna be hard to like unless he just never comes back, which I don't think that they'll do.
No, he comes back. I know what happens.
Not come back, but I mean, like, is able at full strength to like intervene. Like, how do you have a villain that's strong enough to stand up to both him and Itadori? Like, how do you have both? How do you have a character? So,
Well,
I have a feeling that he's either going to turn evil, or he's going to die and get his powers absorbed into somebody else, or transfer powers or something like that.
Well, he is Gandalf. He is, well, Dumbledore, essentially. But he's a stand-in for the older person in the group who is the most powerful that there is. the assumption then is that he's going to die because that's the way stories go, like Obi-Wan.
But
Yeah.
kind of.
Well, because he's like the last Jedi that's not Yoda. And even Yoda dies. So, technically.
Yeah. And then next up is Yuji introducing himself to the principal by saying, "My name's Yuji Itadori. I'm into girls like Jennifer Lawrence."
It's a weird line.
What the fuck?
But then makes the fucking introduction with
Toto that much better.
Amazing.
Yeah.
It's my favorite thing that's happened in anime.
Oh yeah, it's so
years.
great. Did you watch the Juju Strolls after every episode?
Yes.
Kind of, because I only have Funimation on my TV, and it doesn't have a next episode button. It just has to play to the end.
Play all the way through. Yeah.
So yes, I watched most of them without paying attention.
Crunchyroll has a fun thing where you can skip the credits because they'll put up a skip the intro button for the credits, and it'll skip to the strolls, so you don't have to worry about it.
They're not super long credits,
but sometimes they contain interesting lore bits. They do. You better watch them. If you like the lore stuff, the background stuff, you better watch them. Because
sometimes they also have just stupid shit happening.
Yeah, which is
Megumi's talking to a girl. Megumi, I thought we were gonna be together forever. It's so stupid, and I love it.
And then Gojo shows up.
And he's like, anyway, you go down the street and make a left. And he's like, oh, thank you. And
But Gojo just keeps it up. It's pretty good. Yeah, it's good.
I love him. Watch the Juju Strolls. Even if you just go through and watch those.
Yeah.
Watch
They're
them.
funny.
Yeah. Which this question has been answered through the Megami thing. Why send Yuji out with no knowledge?
Not only to the Megami thing. They literally explain this in the season, Tyler. They're like, we're trying to kill Itadori.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's a curse.
Well, he ate the stupid finger.
He ate the finger.
And he didn't die immediately.
That's somebody you ought to kill.
Yeah, that's
because they're making some really rash decisions that are endangering everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got to go. That's
But
generally their mindset.
he did it for the right reason. Did it to save people.
He ate all the fingers that he ate for the right reason.
Well, not all of them. One of them, Gojo, not Gojo. Sukuna just said, "I'm gonna eat this bitch."
Is that the last one?
That's like the last episode.
It was like
I literally just watched
it was just like a
It's
flash.
the finger from
It's a special grade. That's
the special grade brothers or what? Right?
Yeah. No. It's not even that one. It's
Well, he does it. He eats that one. He just
Fushiguro beats a special grade curse.
Yeah.
And it has a finger inside of it. That's the one.
And he goes, "Here, you don't eat it. You can hold it though, because I'm tired." And he goes, "How?" Because
no, it doesn't even show
his
it.
hand.
His hand eats it because
Sukuna takes over his hand, and just as Yuji's reaching for it, he just swallows it.
And then they go, "Ah." He's like, he just did that.
But like his face was hilarious because it was like right afterwards. No, his face was the same as it was when he said that he wasn't going to eat it.
Yeah,
and then it's like
it's so
like
great.
looking around like what happened?
It's so stupid and so great. And then this one, I don't know that it's ever covered. Sukuna makes the extension pact with Yuji. It's never said how many times he can use that.
I'm assuming because Sukuna's like a devil, it's however many times he wants.
Well, it's also the whole Sukuna's like a devil thing comes into play whenever he does use it.
Yeah,
because he promised not to hurt any human.
Yeah, and
he hurts himself.
Yeah,
or hurts Yuji.
Yeah,
that happens.
Real
That's a spoiler.
Real monkey's paw.
It really is. I put this together. This was the one I had too. Gojo just likes fucking with people for the most part.
That's totally true.
And he's always late everywhere, and he can teleport. Is that just him fucking with people?
Yes.
Well, it's two-part. Yes, it's just messing with him because it's Gojo. Also, it's a power move because you make people wait. When you're the one with the power, you make people wait on you.
Yeah. Also, it's got to be. It's because we haven't even covered this, but like not all of, but a lot large parts of JJK are just like homages to like former shonen animes.
Yeah,
Naruto, Dragon Ball Z, all the
Digimon is mentioned in the second season.
Yeah. They literally like when he's learning about cursed energy, he's like, I want to do like a big bang, Kamehameha. Like he goes through a bajillion moves. But the late thing is like a very on the nose Kakashi thing.
Because Kakashi's always late.
Always late.
Yeah. But it cracked me up because you see Gojo fuck with everybody, and then I'm like, the moment he teleported, it like clicked in my mind that he was late everywhere, and I'm like, that motherfucker. You know how mad I would be if I was a person
Like the
waiting
Flash.
on him? Yeah.
Like always late, can run it like this is the fastest man alive. It's like,
Yeah.
why? Why are you always late? Because he always has time.
And then to follow up with Yuji's introduction of I like girls, Toto's is too. He literally just walked up to fucking Megami, ripped his shirt off, and said, "What kind of girls are you into?"
What kind of girls are you into?
If somebody introduced themselves to me like that, I would be afraid.
Especially this like
Well, it's,
6.5 foot tall, gigantic, ripped man.
and who also follows up that sentence with, "Your answer determines if I kill you or not."
Right.
I'd be like, "All right, well, fucking," I would ask back, "What kind of girls are you into?"
And you would say the idol, Tanaka. Or whatever her name is. Is it
Takata.
Takata, that's what it is. Which is a whole like weird Japanese subculture thing of like
Yeah.
idols. It's like, okay,
It
whatever.
really is. So I wrote this out. Now, if you watch season 2, you know that this isn't actually what it is. Megami wanted to use his domain so bad.
What is a domain?
It's not.
Explain.
Okay, so you want me to explain it like a 5-year-old?
Well,
Big power move.
you're going to use this word domain, and somebody listening who's not saying it is not going to know anything about it. It's like domain. What's domain?
It's essentially their
Is it the
final
domain
move.
name?
Yeah, domain.
Is it like I don't know, Gmail?
Okay, domain. The domain is the ultimate power move
Yeah.
of the
Of the
jujitsu sorcerer.
Yeah.
It is a domain that person will always, their technique will always hit, no matter what. The only way to beat a domain is to have your own stronger domain and to cast it at the same time.
Yeah.
That's,
That's literally Gojo's explanation
yeah,
when they're fighting Volcano.
Jogo.
Jogo.
It's so confusing.
It's really confusing. I was.
But you see Megami do a certain hand move over and over and over again throughout the show. Every time he's getting the shit beat out of him. You know who it is. You've read the manga, so you should know who it is. It's not actually his domain. It's just the person that would kill him.
Yeah.
That man was ready to die so many times in that fucking show.
Yeah.
And what's funny is the Zenin clan sending everybody after him to try and kill him.
Yeah.
And all they had to do was just send one person strong enough to kill him, and he would have killed himself.
I will die.
Because, like, you see him, he's ready to summon Maharaga the second Sukuna comes out.
Yeah. He's like,
Like, your first episode, hands like this. I'm going for it.
it's Sukuna. You kind of got to.
I mean, yeah.
that
Fair
one's
enough.
that
What
one's
are you
like,
going to do?
That's that one. That's kind of like warranted. Like, oh fuck.
But then the special grade curse, he was going to do it there before he ran.
Kind of warranted. Then again,
Hanami, I think he was going to do it there. I think the last special grade curse, he was going to do it too, whenever he was fighting by himself.
he did do it.
No, he summoned his domain
Oh,
there.
okay, yeah.
That's why I said I left it as domain, but looking back now that you know that he summoned, like, season 2 spoilers, which we've already been talking about it, since you know he summoned Maharaga, you know that that's the hand sign he used to summon it. So you know that's what he was trying to do to start with. But he always changed his mind for whatever reason. Is Yuta Akotsu? He's the person from the movie. Like, he's a big character in the movie. Is he mentioned more in the manga?
Dude, I can't remember.
Okay, because they talked about him a lot throughout the first season, but you never see him, which is understandable because he's overseas. He is one of 4 special grade sorcerers,
Yeah.
and like I get why you never see him because he's a special grade sorcerer.
Yeah.
That's
Out doing stuff.
he's out taking care of shit. But it's just to someone watching from the outside, you see this person, you're like, well, what?
He'll probably be a big deal.
He is.
I mean-
He will be next season.
Yeah.
Specifically. But it's also why if you watch the movie, you understand. And I actually just learned that the movie was based off the manga. Like, there's whatever it's called. Like, that was the intro. It was supposed to just be a one shot.
Yeah.
People liked the manga with Yuta so much
Yeah.
that they made.
It also explains why in the
Or
movie,
push.
all the character designs are little, like they're close, they're a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like Gojo has like white bandages for a blindfold instead of his normal navy blue. And then like, I think Panda's the same, but like,
Yeah, Panda's the same.
Maki's glasses are different.
Yeah.
What's the Benito Flicks guy? That's the one. He always says it, and that one always makes you laugh. I don't know why. It's that or like kelp. He'll be like kelp.
Yeah. I can't remember his fucking name.
Salmon. Salmon.
Yeah.
The voice.
Salmon roe.
Yeah.
I can't
But
remember
his
name.
scarf thing is different.
Gotcha. Next up, I just didn't know if Yuta was mentioned more in the manga because of that, or shown more in the manga, I guess is a better way to say it.
I think when I stopped, he just got there.
He'll come back like right at the end of season 2,
Yeah.
I believe. And then next up is Bold, Junpei, Sad Face.
Yeah.
And I put this for like the whole list of Junpei because that's a fucking sad thing that we were baited with too.
Well, the thing is at the beginning of, most shows, they have like an intro. Anime is very specific about their intros being important because you end up with little tidbits of what's supposed to happen later.
Yes, I would say like spoiler. Like
It's almost spoilers, but they do it not like crappy trailers do.
No, it's just for like this person.
You'll see somebody that you'll eventually see in the anime,
And you
or in the
recognize
show.
and you're like, oh.
And like, oh, they're in the beginning. We haven't seen that person
Must
yet.
be important.
Must be important. So
Kind of important.
There was it wasn't a super long portion, but they held the still there for a long time in the intro that showed the main character, Itadori, sitting next to, like, having a weird picnic thing with this character, Junpei.
And Megami, I believe.
And I think it was Megami was
And
on it.
Nobara might have been there, but I don't know for
I
sure.
can't remember. Yeah. Anyway, the problem is that they showed it, and it's all through there, and about 2/3 of the way through the first season, you finally meet.
It's probably closer.
It's
to
like half.
It's
It's
like
like
halfway.
half?
Yeah,
Because
it's pretty early.
Because halfway through the intro changes.
Yeah.
Which
That's
also
right.
really confused me.
Because
whenever-
Junpei's still a thing.
Well, no, but with your intro, I'm like, well, how can they?
I get you.
But-
Yeah, I was like, how can they be a best anime intro when it changes halfway through the only? That's interesting.
If you haven't read the manga,
Yeah.
I'm assuming, and you're just watching the show, you get baited really bad with the
because
intro.
Not only are they having a picnic, he has on a jujutsu sorcerer coat.
It's something he doesn't wear in the show at all because he's always wearing that sweater in the show.
Yep.
And then you meet him and you're kind of like, oh, new character. This is going to be cool because we get to meet the new character. We've already established everyone else in the show. And then he fucking dies.
Yep.
Not just dies, he gets turned
Into
another way.
So like you kind of feel like hope. Are they going to
soul.
learn how to turn people back?
Yeah.
All right. So there's like hope because it's like 3 episodes where he's like kind of floundering towards like being depressed and sad and turning into this horrible thing.
And then he meets Yuji and they watch movies and
Yeah. And they become really good friends. And it's like they're building up a friendship and then he's gone.
Yep.
Yep.
And then that brings me to the next point. Yuji rages so hard he goes back to the manga.
Yeah.
Because they have that complete black and white screen and it's fucking ridiculous how impressive that scene looks.
It was a really good story hook, but it made me so mad.
Yeah.
I was like,
No.
Yeah. I forgot to write it on here, but I was going to write it more like a Gen Z kid. I was going to put manga flashback goes so hard. No cap.
No cap, bro.
Just for Ethan. Because I know you'd appreciate that.
yeah, it's fine. No cap doesn't bother me. Neither does Riz.
Neither just for
yeah.
Ethan. So after that, Sukuna comes out after the special grade curse and kills himself.
Yeah, that one's.
Yeah.
But he brings himself back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, manga bullshit.
Which technically he didn't kill himself. He just ripped out his own heart. He ripped out Yuji's heart because he's like, I don't need a fucking heart.
Yeah.
And he didn't think Yuji had the balls to turn back.
But that's the one thing you gotta learn about Yuji. He has the balls.
He's got the balls.
He's got balls of steel.
So then you get some training arc shit
Yeah.
for a little bit, which is
He's got to learn how to use cursed energy finally.
yeah.
Which is where he learns. He says like all the. He actually
Yeah.
ends up watching Lord of the Rings,
Yeah, he ends up
Yeah.
watching a lot of shit.
Yeah.
which is funny.
And then that brings me to the next point where he comes back.
And no one gives a
And
shit.
no one cares.
Yeah.
Like, hey, Yuji.
Like, oh, you were dead, whatever.
No, Nobara's mad.
Nobra's match.
Because she's like, you were alive all this time and you didn't fucking tell us?
Yeah.
That's a Nobra reaction, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Speaking of Nobara, she's the best written woman I've seen in anime in a long time.
Fucking awesome.
She's not just boobs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or angry for no reason,
Yeah.
which is generally the two ways women get written in anime. So
And then Toto gets to show up in the fight and he meets Yuji and he asks Yuji what his type is. And then they become best friends.
All I can think every time I watch that is just the Step Brothers scene.
Did we just become best friends?
Yeah.
Because that's exactly what happens.
Absolutely. But the way that he fucking hallucinates them in middle school
Yes.
and
it's
Takada's
so
there.
fucking hilarious.
It's fucking great.
Because this is what happens with guys. They just meet somebody and then like 5 minutes
yeah.
later they're best friends.
Yeah.
And then it's like
That's
they've
all it
known-
takes.
Yeah.
nothing deeper needs to go on.
And
Unless
then,
you're gay or something. But then that's your own deal and more power to you.
then you're expecting. Nope. Wasn't going to make the joke. I didn't make it on Discord. I'm not going to keep making it.
Good job.
So next up, there's some fighting that happens in between that. Mekamaru destroys Panda's core. One of his cores.
They have the Kyoto exchange event.
Well, that's whatever.
Yeah, you're
Toto
saying,
and all
you're saying
that.
fight. Yeah, they're fighting the Kyoto
Yeah,
kids versus the Tokyo kids.
yeah,
And the Kyoto kids have been dispatched to kill Itadori.
yeah, and that's all like
Yeah.
in between Toto meeting Itadori because they all meet at the same
So
time.
in anime typical tropes, everybody has their 1v1s or 2v1s or whatever.
It was
They're
2v2s basically in this one, but
They're little individual battles.
Panda's core gets hit. He tells us he has 3 cores. So then he stays as the gorilla, but then he turns back into the panda. How does he get his core back?
I don't remember.
Because it's never talked about that I know.
They may say something. I don't remember. I think he just fixed
Maybe it just regenerates with
Maybe. I don't know.
reverse curse technique. I don't know. Then next up, you go through a training arc with Toto
In the middle of a fight.
in the middle of a fight, and Toto is 10 times the fucking teacher Gojo
yeah,
is.
that's normal.
It depends. It depends on what you're attempting to teach somebody, because Gojo's is like a hands off. Like, I'm going to tell you how it is, and you're going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And then Toto's is more like a solid explanation.
Yeah. Like
Which sometimes it's best just to have the hands off and let somebody figure it out, because a lot of people,
yeah.
a lot of people
Somehow
process things better by figuring out themselves with just a little bit of information.
You've also skipped a teacher in here, in Nanami. That's
Oh,
in
yeah,
between
yeah.
it, who explains about Black Flash and how to use the
Did
curse
he?
Yes.
I didn't think he explained about Black
Well,
Flash.
it's like a flashback in the middle of this Toto fight explaining how Black Flash works.
Yeah, but that's not to Yuji itself, I didn't think.
No, it's
I thought
not.
that was just him
It's
explaining
to
it.
to the audience, which
Because
is,
they're talking about
Generally how you-
they're talking about like the zone that they enter after a Black Flash and what the record is,
Yeah.
which was like 3 or 4.
yeah. Well, that's Nanami's record.
That's the record.
Is it his record?
It was his record and the record for the most in a day, and it happened in the movie
yeah.
during the night parade of 100 demons.
Yeah.
Until like this happened, then there's a new record.
Yeah, there's like Black Flash is like the first level power up that they're gonna that everyone pretty much ends up getting.
Basically,
Like Nobara gets it or does it. She does it in the very last episode
Does
of or the second last episode of season 1. Her and Yuji do one together.
I didn't think that was a Black Flash.
they
I
both-
thought it was just.
They both do one.
I didn't realize she did.
Yeah.
And then next up, the Boogie Woogie, because I just
Boogie
love the
Woogie.
fucking name and I love the ability.
Oh, it's so good.
Although I do have problems with the ability. I have problems with his explanation of the ability.
I don't think that was a full explanation.
That's
I think
what I'm-
he's like giving a shitty explanation on purpose to
Yeah.
fuck with.
Well, because that comes, we'll talk about it more in season 2.
Yeah.
Because that's where it bothered me more. Like this one, I didn't think it bothered me that much. Next one,
Yeah.
Next season it does. During the baseball episode that Ethan hated,
I don't hate it. It just was weird.
if
It
you
took
paid
me out of it.
attention to the like underneath their names, it said stuff for everybody. Toto gets up to bat and it's like it literally says Toto won the middle school nationals with Itadori. Itadori denies this. I'm like, I fucking love it because Toto's just hallucinated the whole thing.
Like not only that, but like it's after the Kyoto thing and before, like in between the resting.
Yeah.
Like Toto comes up when Megumi's in the bed or whatever, and he's like, "Oh, you remember Itadori back in middle school?" And he's like, "We didn't even go to the same middle school. What are you talking about?" So it's a callback to that, which happens like an episode earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and like the hallucination he had was middle school.
Yes.
It's just
Like he just imagines that they were best friends, and he starts calling him brother for no reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really just totally delusional.
oh yeah.
and
He
and
found-
it's a really funny way to do it too. Yeah.
Yes.
And what's funny is that came like his whole introduction came from the woman who like got him as a kid, the other special grade sorcerer.
Yeah. Toto, it could be written to where he was a super annoying character that no one liked, but they wrote him so well. He is like everybody's favorite fucking character.
I would argue that he is written to be annoying.
But like, I mean, like, not on purpose.
Yeah.
Where they were like, oh no, this is gonna be like super cool.
Yeah.
And then like, oh, everybody hates him.
And then the other funny thing that happened during the baseball thing was Toto gets hit by Maki, and everybody starts going, "Good pitch!" And you see all the Yuji's teams, and then it cuts to fucking Kyoto kids, and they're like, "Good pitch!"
Because they're like, shut up, Toto.
Oh, and then back to actual anime, the cursed womb nonsense, because they don't really explain it or that I remember hearing. So the cursed wombs are, I believe, 9, because I think there's 6 that are still locked up.
They use 3.
They use 3, and there's 6 still locked up.
Yeah.
They were experiments by Noritoshi Kama.
Yeah.
Basically to make these powerful beings
Yeah.
that can use blood magic.
This is towards the end of the show.
This is the last
season. Yeah.
Yeah, end of the
3
season.
episodes.
It is the last 3 episodes.
Let me be perfectly honest. This is the part that really started getting convoluted with the lore and the backstories of everything. It was fine. I got along just fine, but I could see how somebody could get really lost in those 3 episodes.
I think there's not enough explanation is the problem.
I think that there is too much exposition. We don't need to know all that crap. And and those episodes don't actually have a lot going on outside of explanation,
Yeah.
because the actual idea of it is so convoluted that what they need to do is probably actually just explain it in like actually things happening,
Yeah.
so that you can pick up on details that are smaller and then piece it together. I think that would be a lot easier. But because and I'm pretty sure it was probably that way in the manga, which is fine because it's easier just to reread. But if you're having to run back a show every time someone says like an exposition, it's kind of not fun to watch.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
And then I didn't think I was going to add this, but Mahito and Gojo would be the toughest 2 to fight. Like if you had to fight them one-on-one, they would be the toughest to fight. Because you can't hit Gojo, for one. So that there makes that so much more difficult. You can't let Mahito touch you.
Yeah.
And he can move any which way he wants.
Yeah.
So that's the 2 toughest to fight. Period.
So far.
Yeah, so far.
I guarantee you.
In season 1.
There will be
in season 1.
Yeah.
In typical anime fashion, everybody will get power crept, and they will just start having crazier and crazier sorcerers. Except for Gojo. Gojo is probably the ceiling.
Yeah.
I would hope so, because good God, if there's somebody that's stronger than
I mean,
Gojo.
realistically, Gojo and Sukuna are the ceilings.
Yeah.
Like when people hear Sukuna, they like piss their pants.
Yeah.
And Mahito literally gets
Well, when people hear
fucked up in
Yeah.
Sukuna's domain just from touching Yuji.
Yeah, which they
He's
kind of explain because
like,
they're like he
die.
can't turn Sukuna.
Yes.
And Sukuna's power is like the direct antagonist
Yes.
to it hits
But
his
also,
soul.
yes, but also Sukuna is like a bajillion times more powerful.
Oh yeah, also yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, my problem with this is I really like Gojo. He's an entertaining character.
Oh, he-
Mahito is my least favorite
That's
character.
because he killed Junpei.
No.
No? You just don't like
That's not it at all.
You just don't like him because he's weird?
It's not even that he's weird or
he's
childish.
okay.
That's not it at all. He does the thing that I hate most in anime. And he does the whole like the weird like head cocked back all the time, laughing manically. No.
Yeah.
But that's
it's
because he's
fucking annoying. It's not entertaining, it's annoying.
gotcha.
Yeah. It didn't bother me, but that's because I also watch anime all the time, so it doesn't really bother me.
No, it's supposed to be when somebody's having a stupid psychotic break. And I think Gato did it too in the beginning of season 2, I think. But
Yeah, he did it like in the flashback,
yeah.
and like near the end of the flashback. I think he did it.
And I just find it's just really annoying. It's not entertaining. It doesn't build the story at all. It doesn't build the character at all. In fact, it takes it back several steps because it's just easy writing. And it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, which I think that's partly how Mahito's supposed to be wrote, is because he's a quote unquote really young curse.
It's following an anime trope because it happens in so many animes that I've just seen like little snippets of here and there.
Yeah.
Like on the Tic Tac. Yeah. I find
Megami does it when he almost dies.
Yeah.
Fighting the special curse.
Yeah.
Special curse.
At the very end.
And he like has like a psychotic
That's
break.
the other thing.
but
Like,
it's okay when a character falls into that occasionally.
Yeah.
Mahito
But
does
that's
all the
the
time.
entire character
it's their
of Mahito.
defining feature.
That's their defining feature. It's just this weird like clown thing.
Yeah. That's the other thing. I've seen clips of like Megami and Yuji and Gojo all like losing their fucking minds and looking crazy. And then it's got the curses that are all like smiling and laughing and all that shit and don't look like they're that like evil. And people will take it and they're like, who's the villain? Like,
Who's
look
the
at
villain
these
in
two.
this fuck-
Who's the villain in this show? So last point. Did you watch the movie? You already said no, Jarrett.
I was trying to.
Gotcha.
I tried to.
Did you watch it, Ethan?
No, I have not watched the movie.
Okay, you should. It's good. Like I said earlier, it's based off of the writer's like original one shot because Yuta was the protagonist originally. That's why he's so fucking strong.
That makes that checks out.
Yeah, and it's really good. It shows kind of, and it helps actually understand a little bit of season 2 because like you understand a little bit about what happened with Gato in before season 2 because like in between. Because it actually falls in between like season 2 and then that first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
But it's really good. It's rated 71 Metascore with 8 critics and a 7.8 out of 10 with 33,000 reviews on IMDb. The movie is. It's also a 98% tomato meter with 53 reviews and a 98% audience score with 2,500 on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah. It's good.
I didn't really... You know, IMDb, once a second season has come out, you can't really look because it combines.
Yeah.
So the highest rated episode in season 1 was season 1, episode 20, which was a 9.6 out of 10. And that's kind of like the bulk. I don't want to say bulk, but it's a good chunk of the Yuji Todo Hanami fight. And then it ends with Gojo purpling Hanami. And the early glimpse, just looking at it, showed that season 2 was rated higher than season 1. The majority of episodes were higher rated than the majority of season 1.
I can agree to that. Honestly, by far.
It's such a good fucking
Like shonen anime, generally their first season is not their best. Like I can't think of a shonen anime that is their first season is their best. Generally, a good shonen anime.
Yeah.
Like there's probably a bunch of trash ones. Like they're like, it started okay and then it went down dog shit.
Yeah.
But it's like a good anime. Like,
But like,
Mega
I may have
popular.
problems with it, and I may really not like certain parts of it. That doesn't mean that I don't think that I think this is a bad show. This is a very good show, and it's really good at pulling you in, and making you like the characters. It's really good at most of the time not being over explaining things.
Yeah.
And having so much exposition and so much weird lore that it's confusing. It's really like we were talking about at the beginning of this, it's a good intro anime.
Yeah.
It's good.
Also, Rotten Tomatoes gave season 1 an 89% audience score with 100 ratings. Because apparently not a lot of people go rate animes
That's
or particular seasons. I guess
Maybe.
it may be because it's just season
I
one.
don't know where they would rate them, but they may not be rating them on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's true too.
What the fuck's the name of that anime site? My Anime List? No, is that it? No.
Maybe
There's like a super popular anime
Like
anime
Raider.
Raider that like list that has that like everyone at least on like the anime subreddit uses. They're like, oh yeah,
Weebwatch.fbi.gov.
Okay, so that will wrap up Jujutsu Kaisen season 1 episode. So
finish the dub, please,
yeah,
so I can watch.
I think just
season
2 more weeks.
Yeah.
Are you caught up?
No, I haven't watched
then
any. Season
you could
2.
probably start right now. Well,
No,
no,
I
because
can't.
you watch a lot faster than I do.
I binge.
Yeah. It's fucking good.
Yeah.
Go watch it. Go watch season 1 and then watch season 2. And then join our Discord using the link and tell us more about it. Tell us that you enjoyed it or you hated it. If you hate it, go fuck yourself.
Yeah, don't be weird.
Thanks for
You
listening.
can hate it. You have my permission to
That's
hate
just,
it.
yeah, you can.
Yeah.
But just
Be
go
prepared,
fuck yourself.
Be prepared to get hate on yourself.
Yeah. I'm not much on anime, and I like it. Go watch it.
And thank you for listening. We'll catch you on the next one.
Deuce.
Bye.